for today.
Yeah. I feel like we should just do four of the times.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Oh my goodness. Hi, I'm Riley McKay. I am the president and founder of the AV Club.
How many hours a week do you spend on the club?
It depends. If I have a meeting scheduled, I'll usually spend around 2 to 3 hours on it per week. But average, I would say 1 to 2 hours because I have to take care of administrative roles, sending out emails, planning events, stuff like that.
What challenges come with running a club?
Challenges that come with running a club is really just being on top of everything, staying responsible, and remembering your duties, honestly. There's a lot more that goes into it than just scheduling events. You have to plan events, you have to keep track of the events that you plan. You have to you have to keep the club interesting as well. You can't just be boring and stale the entire time, because if you stay the same, no one's gonna want to join or keep coming back. So you gotta try and keep putting a fresh spin on things, and just honestly, just keeping track of everything and keeping it fresh. You know, if there's something that you're passionate about and you think other people will be passionate about too, yeah, it doesn't even have to be about other people, but if there's something that you're passionate about and you look around and there's not something like that already on campus, just go out and do it, you know? Get some of your friends together and be like, hey, you know, do you guys want to do this, you know, with me? And, you know, just start with something that you're passionate about. And if there's not something already like that on campus, just go for it. You know, like, why not? You only live once. Might as well just do it while you're young, I guess. I think clubs are important at St. Vincent because it creates community, you know? It allows for more inroads to be made, more connections to be built with people. And not only have I met a bunch of people that I would have not met through this whole process of founding a club, but I've other people have met other people, and I've seen relationships grow and new friendships being made through the club. And that's really allowed me to be like, okay, this is pretty awesome. You know, I'm happy to see people come together and create new friendships and bond over a shared thing.
My name is Mason Gage. I'm the president and founder of the Rock Band Club.
How many hours a week do you spend on your club?
I spend a lot of time working on my club. Practice 2 times a week, and we have meetings in between. I have to estimate like 5 or 6 a week. I mean, because I'm also guiding the second band that we're bringing up, and then I'm also planning activities and figuring out if we're going to be able to play during the weekend, what that's going to look like. It's a lot of planning.
What challenges come with running a club?
A lot, but I feel like my club's really different from a lot of the other clubs on campus. Other clubs, they meet and then they have some pizza party, and that's their meeting, but my club, we're putting together musicians, we're figuring out venues, we're figuring out where we want to play, and so it's organizing. I have to organize that because I'm looked to as the leader for the clubs. I have to find out venue, I mentioned this earlier, but I have to find venues for us to play at, whether it's someone's house, or if it's a fraternity, or if it's a bar, something like that. Organizing, getting equipment. We just got new speakers and a mixer, so we have better vocal sound, so we can play outside. It's a lot to handle. It's just juggling. It's a juggling act.
What made you want to start this club?
It's just supposed to help bring everyone together and bring like music back to campus, bring musicians together. So that was something that I was really struggling with when I came here, is that I couldn't find my group, and it's usually musicians. So I just had no way to find that. So I thought this club could bring people together, and maybe we could start bands, bring back Wimmerstock, bring like real bands to campus for us to open up for. Sky's the limit for it, but that's why I started it.
And just because you mentioned it, what is Wimmerstock?
Oh, Wimmerstock is like a defunct kind of festival that we used to have here. It like happened like every so often, and then like during like, I want to say the early 2000s, it was like really big. We had like the Clarks, the Go-Go Dolls, we had Three Doors Down, and they all would come here and play for Wimmerstock. It's like Wimmer, that's where they got the name from, Boniface Wimmer, and it was like in a Woodstock type setting. And then it just like disappeared out of nowhere. And I like live music, so I was like, why don't we revive that? And we use the Rock Band Club for it. And I'm planning on next year, either in the fall or the spring, to bring back Wimmerstock, have like a real band come, have a couple local bands from Pittsburgh and from Greensburg come and play, and then we also play. It'd be like a day-long thing, and I think that would be like something that the student life really needs. I think everyone that I talk to loves the idea, not to pat myself on the back, but they love the idea of having a band on campus, so that's I'm not worried about. I just need more people to join. I have no one to hand it off to at this point.
Down for two.
Okay, so you just did
They gotta be better than a yeah. We could do. I don't know, because I like get games that I couldn't find.
Toss it Tuesday. Whatever you through 6.
My name is Kira Lepetsky. I am a junior here at St. Vincent's, and I am part of the Strategic Gaming Society as well as the Equestrian Club.
And what role do you play in the club?
I'm future president for the Equestrian Club, and I'm the residing president for the Strategic Gaming Society.
And how many hours a week do you spend on the clubs?
Usually for Strategic Gaming Society, it depends on the week. Sometimes we get more people, sometimes we don't. We always obviously have, you know, the family weekends that come up. So typically on a normal week, it would probably be about 4 hours, give or take, and that kind of includes the meetings. Some of the challenges that probably come with running a club would include, honestly, scheduling. That's probably the biggest one that I can think of. Getting a large group of people at the same place at the same time with all the conflicting schedules is just always such a mess. Sometimes for Equestrian Club, coming up with ideas outside of riding the horses themselves can be kind of difficult, but it's much easier for strategic gaming. You can obviously select a night and be like, hey, tonight's Settlers of Catan, or Monopoly, or here's how to build a D&D character. There's lots of options. Something that really made me want to start the Strategic Gaming Society was I personally play Dungeons & Dragons all the time. I've done it since high school, and I noticed that there were other D&D groups kind of scattered about campus, and there was also some Magic the Gathering going on, but I'm not really big in that scene, but I knew it was existent. And so I figured if I make kind of an overarching umbrella term of strategic gaming, we could probably kind of unite under a big front and it'd create kind of a community hub.
Do you wish something could be easier while starting or running a club?
Starting a club, it's a lot more difficult to get that roster built up. You have to, in order to create a club, you have to have at least 20 people registered on a roster. Getting those people to show up is the bigger problem. I think the biggest thing that would have to do with clubs would probably be just kind of awareness and kind of getting yourself out there. That takes much more time than just kind of existing and like having a consistent schedule. Reaching out to people is probably the hardest part. I think clubs are super important for building a community. You kind of get a sense of security, especially for freshmen, honestly. It's an easy way to find like-minded people, and obviously there's going to be people from all over because it's a college. I'm from Maryland, this is Pennsylvania. You know, you get to meet other people, and it's not just strictly in your major. A club is going to include people from all around, and so it's not only like-minded people, but it's still diverse.
So the process of starting a club is, first you get an idea for a club, and then you go on the student portal and you go to clubs and organizations, and right there should be a link that says interested in starting a new club, and you go there and there's this long PowerPoint that takes you through a step-by-step process of starting a club. So you'll have to create a constitution, and within that constitution there you have to create a statement of beliefs. You also have to come up with club officers, and you have to get, once you have your constitution filled out, your statement of beliefs filled out, and I believe there's one other thing, but I can't quite remember. You send it into the graduate student coordinator, and you await approval. And after you get approval from the graduate student coordinator, then you sign some final papers. You meet with the club advisor who you picked out, and you go through the final steps of finalizing the club as official, and then pretty much after you submit the final paperwork, you're in.
So, if you were to start a club on campus, what's like the best route to do it? You gotta market the hell out of it. You have to be so unashamed of what it is, promote it. You have to think outside the box, really.
If anyone's starting a club, probably just have fun with it. Make sure you're enjoying it, because if you're not going to enjoy it, you have to have a lot of enthusiasm, and your participants are going to notice if you're not having fun. I think another thing is to make sure you get a solid foundation of people you know who are going to be active, so that the club can stay running after you graduate.